the way we sort of start the process of burning our chaff dumps is we'll come into a paddock and we'll plough a fire break as close as we can to the edge of the dumps, and hopefully during harvest the dumps are in a nice row. That doesn't always happen, so we'll just circle the dump if it's an outlying dump. Otherwise we'll just go down each side of the dump, and then when we light it up, we'll light up sort of one side against the wind, and then maybe come back down the other side, and they'll sort of burn together, and they'll actually create their own back burn, if you like. And then we'd use the water ute and sort of come along, because we know later on the wind, for us at the moment, the wind's going to be coming sort of through here. So we'll put this side out of the dump, and then so if the wind does come in, it's sort of already got its natural fire break, plus we've got the plough fire break there as well. If it is too calm, they do tend to smoulder a little bit, and they won't generate enough oxygen in there to get a real hot burn. A very gentle cross breeze is ideal, or even just a little bit of breeze, but that's more also as well to stop it sort of running if things do get away out of hand. We'll start burning our lupin dumps, or our canola dumps. We're still dropping our canola into windrows, just purely because when we harvest, the stalk is still a bit green, so the dumps are getting a lot more stalk and bundling up. So canola will still drop in windrows. The lupins will drop in the chaff dumps. We'll burn them first. They tend to burn out in sort of 3 to 4 hours, and they can't spread across the paddock. So generally we'll sort of leave it as late as we can or as close a window as we can to our seeding before we'll start lighting up the cereal dumps. The cereal dumps usually will take in 10 hours maximum to burn out. We're finding sort of if we light them up mid-afternoon, then when we come back the next day, they're completely burnt out, and there's just a little bit of ash residue left there. But over time, that sort of, with a bit of a rain, that sort of washes out, and they're pretty well all gone within 10 to 12 hours. So yeah, it sort of reduces that risk of exposure to wind and losing it as well. This year's our first year with the chaff dumps. Prior to that, we were windrowing every hectare on the property. And so this year we've sort of gone to the chaff dumps as well to try and get as much straw residual back on the paddocks as we can. And to burn a typical windrowed paddock sort of is an hour for 250 hectares. If we correlate that back to a chaff dump, then you can do 3 times that within an hour. So it's cut our burning time down, and also we basically just have a fire ute on standby, and one person can virtually go through. We did 6,000 hectares in about 3 days this year. So it's just a matter of waiting for the right conditions and going and attacking the dumps, and getting through it a hell of a lot quicker. We'd have 2 to 3 guys when we do go burning. So there'll always be normally 2 guys on a water ute, and they'll basically just be sort of watching the fire and seeing how it reacts, and then just one guy going through and lighting the dumps or lighting the windrows. Because you can cover a lot of area quite quickly, there's no need for any more than that. Just sort of basically one lighting and 2 guys just watching. And that allows the guy lighting to actually keep ahead of what's happening, because he knows he doesn't have to double back and check what's going on. Then that's how you sort of get a few hectares done. But so we would generally use 3 people, 2 on a fire ute and one just burning. This now is I suppose for us the next step in the weed seed evolution, I guess, from windrows to chaff dumps, getting more crop residue back on, and it's just a matter of again capturing all those weed seeds and destroying them without using any chemical means. We've been windrow burning and now chaff dump burning for about 13 years, maybe 15 years, but we're now confident that we will go in and dry sow wheat into canola stubble or lupin stubble. So we sort of haven't got that pressure of the first germination of weeds, because hopefully we're capturing a lot of those weeds, and by doing it over time as well, we have got a lot of confidence in this system that for us the seeding window is very narrow. So we basically start to the calendar, and we'll start on our cleanest paddocks, which is generally going into our canola stubbles and our lupin stubbles, which have all been burnt, and then carry on into our sort of fallow or our pasture, and then sort of our wheat on wheat last. But if we weren't doing this sort of strategy, then we really would be questioning whether we're getting our weed numbers down. It's just allowing us to get in and sow earlier and have confidence behind controlling weeds with another tool rather than chemicals. It's hard to put a figure on how much money we're saving, because what we're trying to do is, there's always going to be numbers there. So we're running our numbers down, but we're having a very big focus on controlling the numbers that are there. So it's unfortunate because we're spraying some paddocks, you know, $30 a hectare, maybe to kill 1 or 2 plants, you know, a hectare. Certainly the numbers aren't there, but just to keep backing up the system, we're just going to keep using the chemicals that we've got on a lot less numbers. So hopefully, again, down the track, that we're just stopping seed set at every possible moment we can.